Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right. Well, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Yep.
Woo! Woo! All right. So this is Resident Evil 4. This is a fast game. I'm going to talk fast. I don't even think I'm going to be able to cover everything in this game because we're constantly going through just constant like mechanics, tricks, all the stuff that we can't really explain throughout this run. So starting off, introduction to new game professional mode. So obviously new game. You can only have the special or the weapons you have at the start. So pistol, some handgun ammo, first aid spray. That's all we're going to have to start off this game. No special weapons, infinite rocket launchers, nothing like that. And they were playing on professional difficulty, so this is technically the hardest difficulty in the game. There's this thing called difficulty adjustment. Based on how you're doing in the game, the way the enemies react towards you will actually change. So if you're like doing really badly, getting hit a lot, enemies are going to become a little bit weaker, a little bit more passive. If you're doing really well, they're going to be really hostile, all that kind of stuff. Professional just throws it out the window and puts enemies at the highest difficulty they can be at. So we're going to be taking a lot of damage. Enemies are going to be very aggressive. It really makes the run a little bit more tense. And immediately, less than 2 minutes in the run, we're coming into kind of the first gatekeeper of the game. And if someone on the couch wants to explain it, they can go right ahead.
Yeah, sure. So JTB here is going to shoot at this Ganado and switch to the grenade. And you'll notice that he'll do that a lot. Grenades run about, when you have the grenade equipped, it'll be about 5% faster. That triggers a cutscene that spawns like the first wave of Ganados, and that grenade that he threw through the window kills them. And the second wave that he's going to kill here with the grenade should trigger the end of Village here.
And as you probably just noticed, if you're jumping over, you're doing things like climbing up ladders or jumping over fences, you're going to have invincibility frames.
Right. And it was actually very important that he killed the Ganado in the specific place that he did, the first one. Otherwise, the group of Ganados doesn't spawn in the right place.
Yeah, it's a pretty difficult segment because the first, like I said in the interview, the first 10 minutes of the run are very stressful because there's little to no room for error. You kill the exact amount of enemies in that area, so just missing one enemy means you have to waste precious ammo that you need later. So oftentimes when you speedrun this game, it's always going to be like the first 10 minutes you're going to be resetting constantly. So you did see me pick up a treasure there. Part of this speedrunning this game is having a money route, and that includes picking up treasures and selling them later on. We'll go into a little bit more detail about that, but I have a giant boulder chasing us. What do you do about that? Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I wasn't going to go for that.
If you're wondering what just happened, it's possible to hit the QT at the very last second, and you can go through that tree, and it saves maybe a second. And it looks really cool. But
We call that tree skip.
But if you miss it, you die. So
Yeah.
we're not about to start this run with a death. We want to look cool. I mean, we're playing on pro. We're pro speedrunners. Got to keep up that.
We can talk about kind of the benefits of running on Pro. One thing that I like about it is the enemies are more predictable because they're always as aggressive as they can be.
Yeah, you can have a lot of consistent enemy patterns. If you play on normal, depending on how well you're playing, you might actually get some really, really bad luck if you're playing very well, and vice versa. If you're playing really badly, the game will actually change so that the enemies are less aggressive and they will not attack you as much.
And what you just saw is he ran forward a little bit to have one of the Ganados swing at him. And so in doing so, he had the Ganado to perform the really slow attack animation, so he's able to run by unscathed. Whereas if it's lower difficulty, he may try to do that, but he won't attack, and he'll have no idea if he's going to attack unless he's right next to him and get hit.
Well, that's one bingo square we're not going to be filling out. So we got a little bingo board filled out for very common stuff that happened in the run. That guy that appeared around the corner, which doesn't appear like often at all. One of the squares was him trying to grab us, but fortunately with my amazing reflexes, I was able to fend him off.
Nice.
So yeah, we've been talking about just, there's a lot of stuff that goes down in each room that it would take hours just to go over how enemy movement is affected by your movement. Like this guy right here, I kicked that door open in a very specific manner that caused him to point at me. But if you just went through the door normally, he would try to rush you down, and you have to shoot him in order to get past him. Same with that, we abuse those iframes right there, right as the dynamite's about to explode, so that way we could just jump over. All the other enemies get hit, and then we just continue to run right past them.
Picking up some more treasure.
Yeah, so money is a very important part of this run. We do visit the merchant multiple times. Treasures sell for a lot of money, and especially in the early game, that really does help a lot. We'll be talking to them fairly soon, but first we got a really difficult puzzle. Oh, and we solved it.
Man, how'd you do that?
It's that 200 IQ, baby.
And if you're wondering, you can actually do the game without going to the merchant at all in a category called, oddly enough, No Merchant. And it involves just using weapons you're given at the beginning or ones you can find throughout the game. And it's actually a really cool run that's pretty difficult and has some really cool strats that they do.
So we're on to chapter 1-3, and we're almost to that, past those first 10 minutes. Oh my God, what's gonna happen here? Okay, whatever, I'll take a hit, that's fine.
A little bit of bad RNG there.
Yeah, I got this shot off on that guy, but unfortunately when I kicked him, Leon just kind of went in different directions. So normally all of them get staggered, kind of like a domino effect. But like I said, first 10 minutes of this game, a lot of unpredictable stuff can happen. You just gotta roll with it. Meanwhile, we're in chapter 1-3. I haven't really explained a lot about how that works. This game is divided into different chapters and sub-chapters. Chapter 1 and 2 comprise of the village chapter. This, like I said, it's kind of a lot of execution randomness associated with it. Really unforgiving. You don't have a lot of safety items. And we're gonna go ahead and sell some items right here.
What are you buying?
Buy a good old
What
rocket
are
launcher.
you buying?
So that's why we picked up those treasures. We're gonna pick up that rocket launcher and use it a little bit later. We do have a very set item path that we have. You see I shot that bird nest right there. Why it has a grenade, left to anyone's interpretation. But we do have certain items that we pick up throughout the run. We may not use them right away, but they come into use much later on. And we've got another bird nest. This one's gonna have an incendiary grenade. Not a really good place to be storing that because fire's not that great in a tree, but it is what it is. So we have this costume, special one costume, with this RPD on the back of it. So fans of the Resident Evil series may know that Leon did indeed star in Resident Evil 2, where he was a police officer. So after much, theory crafting, looking into the lore, we've come to the conclusion that RPD stands for Real Police Dude.
And you know what real police dudes do? They run away from boulders.
Right there, you also want to trigger that boulder QTE dodge at the very last possible second, so you can go further down that path than you normally would if you executed it right away.
So these tripwires are actually lined up perfectly with your gun, so you don't even need to aim at all. You can just literally quick shoot at them and they'll explode.
Didn't get the homie to point at you, unfortunately.
Yeah, that guy just doesn't like to point at me. He's a nice guy. He's just rude to point. So he probably just rushing up, maybe give me a handshake, a hug or something.
He wanted that hug.
I don't want that hug. I want to run past him. But here we are, coming up on every speedrunner's favorite part of Resident Evil 4. Got a huge lake right here. It looks pretty nice. Has a nice eco-life. There's a boat there too. We could just go ahead and use to get across. I don't think anything's gonna happen.
I wonder if anybody in chat is telling you to shoot the water.
It sounds like a pretty good idea. I guess I could do that. I was a little bit shaky, and I don't want to do that again. But here we are on Del Lago. you guys can go ahead and explain this boss, because I may say something I regret later.
So there's kind of a pattern that you have to follow here. He's going to quickly throw 3 harpoons before he dives, and he's going to throw a 4th as he comes up from the water. And this is all very specific. This is all to kind of trigger a specific pattern. And this one isn't so great, but he'll work with it.
Yeah, in the early days, people thought this enemy was pretty much all RNG, all randomness, and then slowly but surely a pattern was figured out. But even though we have a set pattern that will kill it pretty much every time, there's still a chance you're going to get a horrible pattern like JTB is getting right now. But it's not all bad. He's able to react because he's seen it enough.
The worst pattern is when he actually dives and you have to wait about 7-8 seconds for him to pop back up.
Yeah, I missed one earlier.
Which is what he's going to do right now, but it's not too big of a deal.
So it's exactly 12 harpoons to kill Del Lago.
Can't you get it down to 5 hits if you have your DA low enough?
Yeah, if you're playing on normal
amateur.
or easy. Yeah, on amateur difficulty.
Who plays on amateur difficulty?
Amateurs.
All right, worst boss done.
Nice.
Yeah, the run's over. We can just go home.
Yeah. So yeah, that run, just the way we can kind of manipulate the way that he reacts to you, and if he dives or not. But ultimately, if he decides to do something really bad, you're 10 minutes into a run, you're losing 20, 30 seconds. It's automatic reset if you're really pushing a competitive time.
The first little bit of that fight was going very well. It was just once Del Lago gets to a certain point in the fight, he can kind of do whatever he wants. So.
But hey, you may notice it's nighttime right now.
Yeah, Leon took a nap.
He did. Kind of neglecting his duties as a government agent, to be honest.
Yeah, real police dudes need naps, I guess.
But yeah, we're still in the village, chapter 2. We got past the first 10 minutes of the game, so the run becomes a little less stressful, I guess. Resets at this point don't lose as much time, which is really nice. There's still plenty of tense stuff that's going to come up, but I could relax a little bit knowing that I got past the logo in that first area in the game.
A little fun fact here, too, is that Sleep mentioned earlier that you run faster with a grenade. Well, this is the same running animation. You're running faster because Leon's not holding anything in his hands.
So if you watched this run back in 2015, you're probably wondering why he's not skipping this section as he did last time. Because he was playing on 30 frames per second, and in that version of the game, you have many different kinds of glitches you can do, lots of out of bounds. But in 60 frames per second, you really can't do many glitches at all. There are some which you'll see later on, but for the first half of the run or so, it's pretty vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean it's not difficult, though.
Oh, for sure.
60 FPS is a lot more difficult because enemies react a lot faster than they do in 30 FPS. There's a lot of hits that you shouldn't usually take in 30. It's harder to run past certain enemies as well, so you have to play a little bit more cautious. But overall, it's still a lot faster. Load times are faster, going to the inventory is faster, shooting's faster, everything in general is faster. So despite not being able to do the glitches, still killed Gigante in one hit.
Pretty hard boss fight right there.
Not a hard fight for a real police dude here.
Yeah, as you probably noticed, the rocket launchers are pretty absurdly overpowered in this game.
Yeah, we do abuse them quite a lot in different parts. They're very cheap, especially later in the game where there's just treasure everywhere that you can pick up. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and run along.
The merchant never raises his prices, so.
Hey, throw some Franker-Z's in chat if you can, for these Franker-Z's here.
Easy Franker-Z's.
Or alternatively, oh my dogs.
Oh my dogs.
Oh my
is
dogs.
a good choice. Or if you want to take it a step further, Corgi Derp.
Yeah.
But dogs in this game, not really stressful at all. They may look pretty menacing. I mean, plot-infested dogs. I wouldn't want to encounter one in an alley. But as long as you're just running at an angle towards them, you're not running straight at them, then they're not going to do anything to you. Also, more hard puzzles. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on in this game. It's kind of hard to pick out the more important things. This isn't really an important thing that we just got right here, I think, right?
Who is this again?
Yeah, who's that?
Wait a second.
Ashley? Who's that? All
Is
right.
that Britney Spears? I think that's what the costume is inspired by, so.
It would make sense given that when this game came out.
Right.
But yeah, now we have Ashley, and the game turns into an escort mission. We have Ashley following us. She doesn't have any weapons. She's defenseless. If she gets by an enemy, she'll go ahead and duck down for whatever reason, because the safest place is to be ducking next to an enemy instead of trying to run to the person with the weapon. But she's not all useless. We can hear that wait follow command does come into play later on in a couple screens actually. But for the most part, it's a little bit difficult trying to maneuver Ashley around enemies and rather than just being able to run past everything with just Leon.
Yeah, you'll actually start seeing right here that movement starts getting a bit more specific than it once was. You're doing a lot of different lines.
What the heck is going on here?
Whoa.
Let me go. Oh.
He's doing a lot of different lines in order to lead Ashley through the right way.
Shadows in Night Village.
Yeah, that was a little bit weird with the resolution. But no, I wanted to reset that because this guy did not do the thing I was supposed to like that.
There we go.
Normally you can run past him, but he decided to just go ahead and keep running towards Ashley. Like I said.
So this right here is an example of doing very specific movement to accommodate for Ashley, basically. It's going to do a wait, follow me. That guy's going to sidestep, and Ashley's going to get up the ladder easy peasy instead of her getting taken away, which is usually what happens if that doesn't go the right way.
So the biggest use of that wave follow is being able to let enemies know that you're there before they can actually see you. If we just ran straight into that farm, Ashley would have, the guy would have just ran straight for Ashley, and then we would have had a bad time. So we can manipulate her a little bit in order to affect enemy movement. Here we coming up on everyone's favorite part of the game. And I started off by hitting our good friend, Lewis. He's going to respond by giving us some nice ammo. Because I know whenever someone tries to knife me, my first instinct is just to go ahead and throw some ammo at them.
So why are you knifing Lewis?
So I do that because I want these guys right here to come through the window. So the goal of the cabin fight that we're in is to kill 40 enemies. We have 4 grenades that we're going to be able to use. And by getting enemies to come in and not sit outside by Lewis shooting at them, then we get a lot more kills a lot faster. So if knifing Lewis once wasn't enough, I'm going to do a couple more times here.
Are you trying to kill me?
Because these guys, they wouldn't join the party. A lot of stuff happening in here. Got the indestructible table right there, withstands every grenade thrown at it. Seriously, what? Is that made from like IKEA or something? And that does it for our grenades. So at this point, we're going to be camping out these stairs. I learned this strat in PUBG, actually. Let the enemies come to you. But really what we're trying to do here is just have these Plagas enemies stay right here while Lewis sits in the background and just kills all these enemies. He actually kills them a lot faster because we're playing on 60 FPS. So we're just kind of doing crowd control while he does all the work.
And something to note about the cabin is that when there are 2 Plagos parasites present, another one won't spawn. So you got to keep that in mind.
So that's why we don't want to kill them. We want them to stay alive for now.
So that more enemies can spawn and they'll count towards that total enemy count that you need in order to get past this, yeah.
Yeah, you can see those shots just hitting these enemies when I'm doing anything. And there we go.
Nice. That was a pretty smooth cabin.
Pretty good cabin.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit scared when that guy started running up the stairs. I realized I didn't reload my shotgun.
Yeah.
So one thing you didn't see is that occasionally, if Lewis is shooting people out the window, he'll have the Ganado's heads explode and have the Plagas come out. What can happen sometimes is if they're behind you under the stairs, they can actually slash you through the stairs, and there's really not much you can do because you obviously can't shoot them at that point.
Now we're being chased. So yeah, we got this Gigante chasing us. We don't have to kill this guy though. All we have to do is pick up this key and try to keep running away from him. He is not stopping though. Oh, he is stopping, okay. We're gonna hit these chains, can knife it in a certain angle to hit both of them at once. And then we're just gonna leave Gigante to his own devices for the rest of the game. Fortunately, he does show up, I think, in separate ways later on. So that is actually the canon method, to just go ahead and ignore him.
Yeah, that's Ada's problem.
So we've been talking for a little bit. Sure, some donations have to come in.
I was going to ask if we had a spot, because there are a few coming in for you.
This is a perfect spot.
Yeah, this is the best spot right here.
We have a $20.04 donation from the Englishman 130 who says, "Hey JTB, wishing you the best of luck during the best category, New Game Pro. It's so nice to see New Game becoming the standard for RE4 here after so many New Game Plus runs from myself and others at previous GDQs. This is going towards the jet ski glitch."
Awesome to hear you, Englishman.
Yeah, shout outs to all the runners that have done those New Game Plus runs. Englishman, Sunblade. Should we name Carsey? I mean, he did destroy his disc after the run, so I don't know how he feels about it. You can keep going if you like.
Absolutely. We have a $40 donation from Throat Auger who says, "Had to donate during JTB's run. He has one of my favorite ever speed runs from SGDQ 2015. That RE4 run was insane, and I'm sure this one will be too. Donation goes to Runner's Choice."
So
Nice sky textures right there.
this game was supposed to be, upscaled, but they kind of forgot to do some things. I mean, you kind of see the. Let me do this real quick. Look at those. Oh, you can't see the chains anymore, but very, very low res.
Yeah, a lot of them are still legacy GameCube textures.
Especially when you're playing separate ways. They forgot to upgrade all the FMVs, so they're all like PS2 era, while you're playing in like 1440p. All right, so we are about to hit the end of the village segment, but we gotta go out with a bang. Always gotta have that last boss at the end of each chapter, and there's a reason why we've been collecting these incendiary grenades. So we can go in here.
Look at those beard physics.
I know, right?
2005 beard physics.
Truly ahead of the time.
I wish my beard flew like that.
So this fight is probably a fight y'all remember if you played this game casually. Super tense. You're in this tiny little area with this guy chasing you like big old bullet sponge. We don't care about that. And you use 4 incendiary grenades to take him out, even on the highest difficulty.
That was very smooth.
Right there, you saw another benefit of running on 60 FPS is it takes 1 less incendiary grenade to kill Mendez there. That's because it kind of ticks faster, the fire damage.
Also, yeah, speaking of GameCube, remember that this game is a GameCube exclusive.
Here we are, 13 years later.
What, 10 different versions, I think, at least?
I know, Skyrim can learn a thing or two from the mountain ports for this game. Come on, Todd Howard. When's the the GameCube release of Skyrim? All right, so we are about to wrap up the village segment. So like I said, we got a bunch of different chapters. Next chapter we're going to be going to is pretty much like the randomest chapter, the randomest part of the speed run. Several different enemies that are introduced kind of just up the luck factor of getting through certain rooms. And it's usually one of the hardest parts to get through. Just giving a nice little foreshadow. If I end up dying, then it's not my fault. Oh, shout out to Leon just carrying this guy's eyeball around. If I see an eyeball come out of someone, I don't think it's going to be used to open a door. I'm not even going to look at it. Yeah, I want to get rid of all my ammo here, or most of it. Okay, that's good enough.
That was close.
There's a lot of enemies in this game. It is a horror game, but truly the scariest enemy are the trucks.
Wait.
All right, I'm not going to save the game. That concludes the village. Now we're on to the castle. And to kick off a new environment, we're going to do a complete change in weaponry.
What are you selling? What are you buying?
Shout out to the amazing ability to turn your guns upside down and backwards.
So we picked up a whole bunch of different weapons, and immediately we're going to be showing them off. Got rid of the handgun and shotgun, so we're not going to see that anymore. But first off, let's show this semi-automatic rifle that we got. So we don't upgrade any weapons because this rifle will kill just about every normal enemy in one hit with a headshot. Super strong, and we abuse it quite a lot throughout the castle segment. Also, these catapults are kind of scary, so I'm going to sit back a little bit. Don't want to get staggered here. There's specific timing to this room, and pretty much a lot of rooms in which if you follow a certain pattern, you'll get through most of the time, but if you go even just a little bit slower or faster, then you can have a real bad time. So Ashley's going to be our human shield bait for a little bit. I'm going to shoot this cannon, hit this door about 30 feet away somehow. But that despawns all the enemies, including the one that was carrying Ashley. So we'll get her back with us, unfortunately.
Follow me.
We do actually need her to complete the game, so we will guide her through this spooky castle.
Wait.
But we'll leave her there for a second. So another fun fact, leaving an area and coming back in despawns all, or it doesn't despawn all the enemies, but resets them all. So all the enemies up there that thought I was there don't know I'm here now. Lets me go ahead and put those key items in and just run right past them. So we do have some time for just some donations right now.
All right, we have a $35 donation from Samston who says, the choice of an avid speedrunner. It's a nice game, stranger. Here's to another great run of a great game. This goes to save the animals, but you can go ahead and kill Del Lago. Good luck, JTB.
Thanks, my dude.
We have a $6 donation from JC36. Greetings from Brazil. I'm happy to see my favorite childhood game destroyed. Good luck with the run, JTB. Also, hi to Ricky, Martin, and Maxie on the couch.
Shoutouts to Brazil.
Shoutouts to Brazil. I've never seen such a more dedicated fan base of gamers for this game.
Do we have time for one more?
Oh,
Yeah, go
go
ahead.
for it.
Okay, we've got a $100 donation from the Dr. 501. Says, hey JTB, Dr. 501 here. I still remember as kids when we would smash Mario Kart 64 after school. It's amazing to me every year to see how a love for video games can do so much good for so many people around the world. Best of luck on your run. Show us your elite sniper skills, which you used to knock me off of Rainbow Road. Donation goes to Runner's Choice.
Thanks, Chris. And speaking of those sniper skills, we're going to go ahead and show off just how strong this sniper rifle is right now with our good friend, the Wolverine, right here.
Nice.
Very nice kill.
Made it look easy, but that's really hard to do.
Yeah, that is a very hard trick to pull off, and there's a little bit of frame drop right there too, so I got a little worried. But the reason we wanted that to happen is because we left Ashley here, and that actually attracts all these guys right here and lets us run past, saving us the rifle slot and also just looking really cool. Now we're on to the water hall. You guys can talk about this.
I have
this
nothing
nightmare.
to say.
So the water hall. It's water hall. One of the
All right, we're playing on 30 FPS now.
One of the hardest rooms in this game.
yeah. So
Nobody likes it.
Nobody.
JTB is going to make use of the rifle here and the TMP at various spots. But basically, you got to run throughout the whole level and just. There's 4 cranks, I think. This first one, and then actually 3. This first one here, and then 2 that Ashley has to get by herself. And this is just the first area. But you see the TMP coming into use here. It's one of the weakest. It's the weakest gun in the game, but it shoots very fast and it has a lot of ammunition. So he's able to kite enemies and push them back, hold them off here with the incendiary.
and for some reason on 60 frames per second, Ashley cranks a lot faster than Leon.
Okay, I think we got it. It's gonna be.
And one of the biggest things about this room is you think, why don't they just kill all the people? But the thing is, if you kill too many enemies in this room, it'll actually spawn more of those shield guys. And that also has a, what, like, I think 3-second animation?
Hardest part done. Hardest part done right there. That was very well done, JTB.
Yeah, that was a super tense room. There's no room for error there. And even that suplex I did, that can throw off the whole timing of the room because I'm trying to get through that tiny little bottleneck. And even there's like a shield guy there too, so I can't stagger him at all. I just have to get past him before he actually shows up. So
that was so worth it, though.
That was such a relief.
That suplex was so nice.
So FaZe Clan, if you're watching, this is his audition video.
MLG sniper montage.
Lo-fi hip-hop.
Get that double headshot right there.
So I think these frame drops will actually go away. This game, it's well, there's a lot of stuff going on. It could just reduce the frame rate a little bit. This is like probably the most populated room, so I don't think it'll have any issue later on. So right now, I've killed all the enemies that will go after Ashley, except for one. That lets me go ahead and pick up all these items around that I need.
And he doesn't actually need to kill that Ganado that he just shot. He just needs to shoot him so that he stops running. Because if you just let him run, he'll get all the way to Ashley.
So yeah, it's a good time for donations
Yeah.
now. We're just going to let Ashley crank that, pick up some weapons around here, and then...
Sure thing. We have a $30 donation from James72. Says, do you remember years ago when we thought about learning a speed game? You chose RE4, and I chose Super Metroid. I'm glad at least one of us learned our respective games and made it a GDQ. Good luck avoiding the Novistadors IRL. P.S. Kill the animals.
Thanks, James.
We have $25 from Geeky Fried Rice, who says, very happy to donate during the run to one of my favorite RE games ever. Thank you to JTB for running this game and to all the GDQ staff, volunteers, and attendees for making this event possible. You are all angels. P.S. Shout out to my buddy Noobs, who's in the crowd.
So one thing you might notice is that it sounds like there's enemies right behind him. For some reason, the sounds of the flails and their chains rattling just echoes throughout the entire room, no matter where they are.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, one of the best parts of the game, when we get to lose Ashley. All right, and that concludes 3-1, but we're going right on to 3-2. So we said, the castle segment has a lot of randomness to it. Is especially true right here with these new enemies called Novistadors. We're not going to see this one until I run past them, but they're these invisible bugs that have the most erratic movement of any enemy I've ever seen in any video game, even more than like the Dead Rocks in Link to the Past. They'll do whatever they want. They'll come out of bounds if they feel like it. A lot of your runs are just like, I just pray I get past these guys without getting knocked down and comboed to death. We see them in 3 different parts throughout the castle. This is actually the easiest segment. It's going pretty well so far, but later on, anything can happen.
One of the things that you'll see him do is look away from the Novistadors, and that kind of makes them easier to dodge. They'll be less likely to tackle or kick you, and then just chain smother you to death.
They got a lot of love to give.
Yeah.
They'll almost always just swipe at you if you have the camera off screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I got pretty lucky right there. Sometimes they'll just be kind of sitting in that little archway I passed through and just not let you through. I did pick up a flash grenade for that just in case, but fortunately I don't need to worry about using it. But like I said, these are the easiest ones to get through. Later on, they're not going to be quite as forgiving. So I threw a flash grenade right here. If you jump down, all these dudes trigger a cutscene where they run away from you because they just know just how badass a real police dude is. So they don't want to be around him. They just run away.
It's actually great. Like, you'll activate the cutscene, and all of them, except for the Red Zealot, will all just put their heads down in disappointment, like you've completely ruined their party. Their awesome ritual party.
The wall will even shut on one of them sometimes, so it's like they just leave them to whatever Leon's going to dish out. But we don't care about him. We just want to run past them, so that's why we throw that flash grenade to make it a little bit faster. here we are. We're going to kill this red zealot dude by using these 3 headshots, I hope. All right, cool.
And so the reason why he's actually sniping the Red Zealot from here is that if he lets the Red Zealot get away through this door that he went through just about 20 seconds ago, it will actually trigger the Red Zealot going to a turret, and he'll shoot Leon countlessly until you eventually run around and shoot his back.
And even in a speedrun, it's really annoying dealing with him at that point.
That's also the part of the casual one where you begin to really question, is this a survival horror or is this beginning to turn into a military shooter?
Right.
Also, the password for that puzzle was 1234.
They really made a lot of hard puzzles in this game. So this room, we gotta hit all these switches while dodging all these dudes that are chasing us. Have rocket launchers coming out. Here, exploding behind us. I'm gonna hope right here that these guys don't crowd this door because they like to do that.
Uh-oh. Oh, nice dodge.
That was very close. So the real struggle right there is you have those 2 guys with rockets, not those guys, the other guys, trying to shoot their rockets at you while you have all these side guys charging at you while you try to go through this door. It's a lot of chaos. You'd usually either get hit by a scythe, get decapitated. Wow, that's a hard word to say. Or you get a rocket to the face and it's not a good time. So everything's actually, I'm not gonna lie, this run is actually going a lot better than I expected. Delago was kind of but everything else has been going pretty well, and I'm pretty happy to be able to show this without getting too tilted.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah. We still have the Novi's 2 and 3 to go through.
You just stole all of those crows' jewelry. Oh my gosh.
We won't be able to buy the rocket launchers with it.
Yeah, there's a serious crow problem with just stealing different things in this game.
Yeah, they have one had a flash grenade. Like, how does a crow even hold that? I mean, we're going into that whole how does a swallow carry a coconut argument at that point.
African or European?
We are in Europe, so this is very rural Europe, so I guess we can say it's that.
Also, go ahead and spam some more Frankers at this part.
Wow, you can't just tell chat to spam emotes.
Team Oh My Dog.
Team Oh My Dog, I'm with you. Whoa. okay, Frankers Z, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They're very, oh man, they just knocked out on that gate. They're pretty mad at you. Just trying to have a nice little stroll through the maze, and you're just making them mad. So yeah, despite them being a little bit more spooky this time with all the tentacles coming out of them, same as before, just run at an angle. They're not going to do anything to you. And that concludes our demonstration. Any questions?
Yeah, why does Ada randomly show up right now?
I didn't see any Ada. Well, thank you. That was a very difficult segment. So now we're on to 3-3, which is the shortest chapter in the game. I'm going to shoot that. So one of my favorite parts about doing the speedrun is being able to show things that people don't probably know when they do a casual run. So like that door chime, or whatever it is, that bell right there, I had no idea for the longest time that you could just shoot it and then shoot the wine bottle instead of running all the way up to it. It's just a small optimization, but it's just the fact that I've played this game for 13 years and never known that is wow, what else is there in this game that I don't know about?
Also, this is the shortest chapter in the run.
Oh, buddy, here we go. Nice. Lucked out. Mm-hmm. Those guys sometimes will look like they're going to stay behind that door, and then they'll just open it as soon as you approach it, and then you're just like, okay, what do I do at that point? Also...
No!
F.
What are you trying to do, kill me?
So we gotta save Ashley, unfortunately. By shooting out those things, that's why we're gonna be using this rifle here. Take out all these enemies pretty fast. And then at this point, she's gonna go find out, oh, we need a key to open the door down there. That gives us a chance to go ahead and pick up that ammo, reload, This is a little bit of a hard next part because we want to kill all these enemies at one time. Just leaving one enemy will trigger like another wave that spawns. So we're going to start it off by shooting this guy in the leg. Then we'll pull out this grenade. We're going to wait a second, throw it. Oh, I might have thrown it too far to the left. Oh no, we got it. Cool.
Yeah, you got it.
So a little bit of a precise throw right there. Throwing it in any other spot causes one enemy to stay alive. It's just a bad time. And then everyone's favorite part of the game. So now we're controlling Ashley, and you can tell we're not a real police dude anymore.
So those of you who have voted for the special one costume, we know what you're going for.
So Ashley's segment's pretty simple, actually. Just a couple puzzles we have to go through. We're gonna crank this up as just above this final bar.
And a quick fun fact here, I'm pretty sure the Japanese version of this game, there's actually fixed camera angles in this section for Ashley, which is an interesting thing that they did.
Kind of a shout out to the older Resident Evil games.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, we can't forget about our roots. Even though I'm pretty sure most of the OG fans of this game are like, what the heck is this game? Why is it over the shoulder now? Where's my team controls? So it's a pretty hard part to go through in the team controls. I've done speedruns on the Japanese version on GameCube, and it's just really awkward getting her around some of these corners and everything. So it's a very welcome change to just keep it over the shoulder. So this was actually a hard puzzle for me when I did it casually. I'm not good at these sliding puzzles at all. All you have to do is just go around in like a counterclockwise movement, and it turns into a super easy puzzle.
You know, it's one of those classic cases of a slider puzzle. There's actually a somewhat simple solution, but if you don't do it and you kind of mess it up, it takes forever. So, falling on her butt in order to dodge these axes, because she will die in one hit. She doesn't, you know, Ashley on Professional doesn't normally just take damage from stuff like this. She just straight up dies. So.
Yeah, you will leave her to get hit in like the New Game Plus category, because she is wearing her suit of armor and makes her invincible to all damage. But yeah, any hit while you're controlling her from those, instant death.
Actually, right now would probably be a good time for a donation or two.
Before we get to that, just want to announce that our first bonus game incentive is now open. Mega Man X Buster Only by Darrenville, so that is now open. Now to the donations. We have a $55.55 donation from Leon's Beautiful Hair. Says, greetings from Australia and the Discord channel. Good luck on the run, JTB. We've got the bingo card out and ready to fill. Here's hoping for some good RNG. We have a $30 donation from All-in-One Mighty, who says, JTB always does great runs, and this one is no exception. Hello from the front row. I'm rooting for you. And show us that jet ski glitch. This donation goes to Resident Evil HD Remaster Real Survival difficulty.
So now we're in chapter 4-1, and this is when the game just goes completely off the rails. So we had this castle segment, but now we're in the middle of Volcano. I don't really understand the logistics of how they got this room into the castle.
Imported lava from Amazon.
Wait, you guys don't have lava?
I mean, maybe that's like a Prime thing. They
It's
like
a
ship
Prime,
it within like a couple days.
Definitely. Hot lava fresh to your door.
Man, Amazon can do anything.
Taking over the world. They took over Twitch.
But yeah, so like I said, we're in chapter 4-1. This is the longest chapter of the game. There is a lot of stuff that we have to go through. First part, obviously, this is actually pretty simple, to be quite honest. But later on, the difficulty ramps up quite a bit. We're going to go ahead and reload right there just to have that ready for a room coming up. It doesn't matter that I reload right there because you have to wait for the carousel to open up for you.
If you miss a cycle on that, it costs, what, like 8 seconds, I think?
Yeah, you can even miss a shot on that statue I shot down to and still make that cycle with the reload. So it's, despite the rest of the game being pretty unforgiving, finally like throws you a bone right there. But now we're gonna take this cart. A very comfy cart. Looks like a pretty comfy couch on there. Back to the start of the castle. Now that we've been collecting these key items, by the way, throughout the run, right here, we're going to go ahead and put them on. Be able to go on to the next part of 4-1.
I like how it seems they just kind of ran out of ideas for this part of the game. So they just put a couple carts to different parts of the map.
So I wonder what they talk about during that cart ride. It is a little bit long.
So you might be wondering why there's a cat picture at my feet right now. This is our good friend Pharaoh. He's another speedrunner of RE4.
Very good speedrunner.
Yeah, he is this cat, so
Yeah, that's actually
he's
him.
kind of here in spirit with us. So
I mean, it's hard enough running this game as a human, but as a cat, that's pretty impressive. So yeah, you don't have to go in that room before you can shoot all those things down. Kind of a nice little thing to be able to shoot them all from one angle instead of turning around. And this part always kind of surprises me a bit. These dudes bust out of the wall on their little death machine, waiting for that one moment their whole life has been leading up to. But unfortunately, they both have 1 health and get taken down with 1 shot each, so sorry, bros. Go ahead and reload before I forget about this.
So out of the 2 rooms that you're getting the grails from, I would say that one is the easier one.
and you'll see why in just a second
Oh
here.
yeah.
This is when the difficulty of 4-1 just begins to really ramp up. So you remember these guys from the Ashley Slugmat. Fortunately, Leon has guns, and they're not just going to go away easily like they did with Ashley. So let's see if we can get this all in one go. I think I can. I missed 1 shot there, but should be fine. It's a little bit of like frame drops whenever I zoom in, so it's throwing me off a bit. All right, there's 1 wave.
Do we have a moment for some donations?
Just a second.
Just a second. Okay.
Oh, did he
Oh,
just do
no,
it? He
he
did
did
it?
it.
Yeah, he did.
Alright. Hope you guys are in for a treat, because we get to do single flash Novistadors. You guys don't know what that means, but it's not what any runner wants to hear. So what happened there is sometimes that last guy we shoot just decides that, you know, I'm going to go ahead and just break the mechanics of the game and not have my helmet come off. Fortunately, I did not wait to see if his helmet came off. It's like a very low chance, maybe like 5–10%. Of course, it would happen in a GDQ run.
You'll find that the mechanics breaking in their game happens quite a lot.
So the real struggle of that is having to waste the flash grenade there, which we're supposed to have 2 for this next room. And oh, this I'm getting a little bit worried now. This is not going to be a pretty room. I'm going to have to do some weird strats here. So this is, we'll see as soon as we get in anyways. Actually, didn't get taken away from us, thank goodness. But now we're moving into Novistadors Part 2. And now they fly. And oh my god, this is...
That's what I mean about the not having him off the screen.
They are all in front of me already, jeez. So I want to have 2 flash grenades here, pretty much, to keep them off me, because they're not fun to deal with. Okay, I think we're good. Come on. Oh my god, did I actually
Nice.
pass that?
Whoa.
Yes, good save.
Wow.
So the thing about them in the air is that they will often just combo you to the point where you just can't heal or anything in between hits. So they'll push you down, and then they'll just continue to push you down over and over and over before you even get a chance to get control of your character. In that room, we specifically use 2 flash grenades to keep them off us, especially if they all end up being in the air, because a flash grenade just pushes them back instead of knocking them down. So I got a little bit lucky there that I was able to do it with just one.
So this is probably a good time for a donation too. if you have a
Now,
couple.
yeah.
Yeah, now you're good.
Okay. We got a $150 donation from Lep, who says, after watching for a couple of years, this is the perfect game to donate to. Such a big part of my life. Thank you for such a great event. We have a $15 donation from Gamers OT, who says, love RE4 and had to take a moment to donate during a great run. Shout out to JTB for a great run so far, and shout out to the men of the couch for the great commentary.
And the cat. Can't forget the cat commentary.
Yeah.
Can't hear it, but we can.
We have a $6 anonymous donation. Chimera Skip, Wen, Kappa. Good luck, JTB. And hey, Martin, Ricky, Maxie, and Joey. Also, remember to say bye, Felicia, at the jet ski as usual.
Yes, sir.
Ah, you just said Joey's real name. He's going to beat me up. But, so they mentioned the Chimera wall skip. If you remember that wall that we put all those key items into, if we found a way to get past that wall, we would skip a significant part of the castle segment. Probably save about 20 minutes or so. But it's kind of one of those fabled things like barrier skip or palace skip was before they actually found a way to get through. But I don't think there's any way that we're going to find it.
There is a second Chimera wall later in the run that I actually found you can get behind, but the thing is it envelops the portal to the next area, so we can't use it.
Oh, and there's Ricky Rocket, named after our Ricky right here.
Oh man, I'll do that again.
Nice shot.
2 Ricky Rockets.
Yeah, another one.
Yeah,
Usually-
double
Should go
me.
for a third?
Oh, go for third.
Three Ricky Rockets. Nice shot.
Yeah, the shot's a little bit weird because he's going to be like facing away from you. So
Also,
the hitboxing is pretty crazy.
These Gyarados are loaded,
Yeah,
so you just pick up their cash.
take their lunch money. And speaking of cash, we're going to do another merchant item change right here.
This is a really fun merchant.
This is the
Oh,
most
yeah.
important merchant of the game. So I'll let this change. And if you guys want to talk about it, you're more than welcome
Also,
to.
shout out to the animation of Leon turning to look at the bats around his head.
Yeah, it seems like he's like twitching his head all over the place.
So the important thing about this merchant is he sells us the striker, and I think one of the most famous glitches is the Ditman glitch of this game. And you achieve it by aiming it and switching to another weapon before the laser shows up. And you can see JTB pulling it off here, running, I think it's 1.5 times normal speed.
Yeah, this makes the run as fast as it is, and it really is very important for the rest of this game.
Right.
It allows us to pull off these QTE skips that hopefully JTB will
I did
nail
practice
here.
this a bit.
They're very hard on 60. On 30, they're much easier, but on 60, oh boy.
Nice.
Nice.
There's one. One more.
That one's really hard to hit.
Yeah.
Good try.
But still, the first one is most important because you get to keep your Ditman speed all the way over here.
Yeah, anytime you get hit with anything while Ditman is active, or if you aim with a striker, or if you heal with an item on the ground,
Or climb a tilted ladder.
Or open a door,
yeah,
or get stunned,
or anything,
Or breathe.
yeah,
or
just
breathe.
hold your breath for the rest of the run.
That's a hard speed run. But yeah, that was the Verdugo, by the way. Quite the fun enemy. But this segment, normally you have to dodge him for like 5 minutes in order for this elevator to come up, or you could just use the rocket launcher to kill him while he's encased in ice. Or nitrogen, whatever it is.
Yeah, it takes like 6 rockets without the liquid nitrogen, but if he's frozen, he just dies.
Forget that. And that concludes 4-1.
The
Definitely,
longest chapter for sure.
and one of the most stressful, as you can see. All right, so we've been buying all these rocket launchers for these bosses and stuff, but they do have other applications as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up another one. You may be thinking, hey, this is that part with the double Gigante. He's probably gonna go ahead and use this rocket launcher to kill them. You would think that. But we're gonna use this rocket launcher to get past this area really fast. So we're gonna go ahead and just shoot this rocket launcher right here. Destroy this rock instead of going through this whole like segment. Oh, I need this of using the dynamite to blow it up. Whoa, what is?
So this is a really hard boss fight. He needs a lot of concentration for this part.
Yeah, please be quiet. Can't concentrate at all. Especially you, Pharaoh.
Yeah, serious time, please.
All right, we gotta kick this fight off by riding this pulley. Probably a little bit faster than you expected. The pulley is kind of a little bit slower than Leon. Maybe if we do it a second time, it'll work.
Yeah, the hardest part of the fight.
Oh yeah, where's the pulley at?
Nice.
Oh yeah, real police dude doesn't need any pulleys. He just goes out of bounds. So we talk about Ditman going fast. It doesn't just apply to running fast. It also includes doing animations faster. So by using Ditman and use that pulley, you just go much further than you're actually supposed to. And let's just go ahead and skip that fight completely.
Yeah.
And if you really, really enjoy the Novistadors, here's your third area of them.
Right, this is...
Third and final section with them.
So what I want to do here, I want to hit this switch. There's these two bottlenecks I go through. Hoping this flash grenade stops them and lets me go through. Okay.
Nice.
There's one.
It's a good start.
And if I can knock these four up here down in one hit, I should pretty much be golden for the rest of this room. Okay.
Nice.
Very nice.
Now let's see if it works.
That's for some reason a lot trickier than it seems, just
Yeah.
because the scatter for the striker is completely random. Like you can be looking straight at somebody and just miss.
Oh man, did we get a perfect Novi's 3?
I believe so.
Nice.
It looks like it.
So the hardest part about this game is when you do a lot of speed runs of it, you can see some really crazy stuff all throughout the run. Specifically in that room, a lot of those Novistadors can straight up just go right through the walls and fly at you and knock you down. No warning at all, you're just knocked down. So that's why we often call that the third layer of hell, because a lot of resets happen there and you can't do anything about it. You just gotta accept it.
I actually had one clip out of bounds and then swipe at me from out of bounds. And just its claw came through the wall and killed me.
Classic Novistadors. So real police dude, gonna be making it through this like little overworld section. Gonna be heading down into the mines, so we have some time for some donations, I think.
All right, we have a $50 donation from Hair Bubbler, or Her Bubbler here, says, figured bingo could use some help, and I can truthfully say that RE4 definitely scared me as a kid. So suplex everything in sight. You got this, JTB. Also, shout out to Air Snick donation can go to Runner's Choice. We have a $10 donation from Furbutt, who says, hi, Dad.
Hi, son.
We have a $200 donation from himself, too, who says, sitting in the hospital with my 15-hour, yes, hour, old son. Thank you to everyone there in Minneapolis at GDQ this week for giving my family something to watch all day at the hospital and into the wee hours of the night. Wanted to make sure to teach my son right from wrong early. So here is to killing the animals.
Yeah, congratulations on becoming a dad.
Congrats.
Congrats. That's awesome.
And one more real quick. We got a $250 donation from Deucenage, who says, thanks for all you're doing, runners.
So we got this minecart ride. This auto-scroller that is pretty lengthy. You know, should we do it?
Yeah, it's like 3 minutes. It's really annoying, but
I don't
It
know,
is.
man.
What if we just skip it?
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Hey! I was like, okay,
Nice.
let's do it right this time.
Whoa.
Hey.
You just became one with the cart. JTB, you're out of bounds.
Wait, I'm out of bounds?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm out of bounds.
is this the ride?
I don't think you're supposed to be there.
I don't know. I think this looks like a pretty good staircase to go down. So yeah, this is called the minecart skip. As you may tell, we are running out of bounds, running on this little path to go all the way back to the end. So this is a fairly new glitch that was found about a year and a half ago. Well, I guess fairly new for like RE4 speedrunning. By running up to that minecart on the rightmost part, holding top left or up left and jumping off, it just clips you out of bounds for whatever reason. This one is specific to 60 FPS though, but there is another version where you can actually go on the minecart ride and jump from cart to cart at a specific spot and go out of bounds through that. And that can be done on any version from GameCube to Xbox One. So it's really cool that we're able to skip this part. It's a really lengthy cut, or just auto scroller. You can't really do much about it. Plus, hey, you're running on air.
Mm-hmm. Walking on sunshine.
Whoa. The only bad thing is there's no music. It's kind of boring.
Yeah.
Just hear.
You don't ever activate the minecart, so you don't get the spooky atmospheric music.
And that concludes chapter 4-3? Yeah, 4-3. Lose track at this point. And now we're on to the final chapter of the castle. And as you know, with every final chapter, there's always going to be a boss at the end of it. First, we have to get through this room. A lot of switches we gotta pull. We're gonna trigger some of these enemies to see us before. Well, hello. We're gonna do this first. We're gonna trigger these enemies by shooting at specific parts, so that way they get into a little bit more favorable positions as I go through this. Our goal is to get to the top of these two parts. This part right here. Hit this lever by shooting these guys down. Really showing off the power of that TMP by just staggering enemies right away. Whoa, hello. Didn't expect that, though. Okay, we're good, I think. All right, we lucked out there.
Good.
Good save.
And there was a guy right behind you, but he didn't hit you. Oh my
then-
gosh.
whoa.
Is that Captain Crunch?
Crunch has to be captain.
Well, he's definitely trying to do that by throwing these pillars at us.
That was the finest door in all of the castle, Captain Crunch. What are you doing, man?
Now we're gonna go
Whoa,
for that.
the super slow-mo.
Bullet time.
What's funny is there's like 6 or 7 different ways to get out of bounds in this area, but there's no way to skip this section.
Yeah, that's true.
Why
And
would
that
you
out
want
of
to?
bounds was found a very long time ago, too.
Mm-hmm.
Also, you may notice, these really fast cutscenes, by the way, over almost like an hour in. There's only 2 different QTE combos that can happen, the XA or L plus R. If you just go ahead and mash both of them at the same time, you're just going to get it. So we didn't even need to wait for it to show up. We could just hit both of them.
Yeah, and that's kind of a thing that came with the HD remaster. Like, I'm pretty sure on GameCube and PS2, it was way harder to do those
boy.
QTEs.
Yeah, you can't just spam mash them.
Mm-hmm.
I love this guy.
Right here, JTB is doing a pretty precise setup, and he's just getting into a position where he can knock off these
Dynamite guy messed it up.
Los Illuminados, cultists.
So this dynamite guy sometimes decides to throw those dynamites and just throws off the timing of this because I want to be able to shoot them down as soon as possible, like this. And if I'm being staggered over and over, it's a bad time.
There you go.
Going really well so far.
This ain't a bad elevator.
Yeah.
Oh, there's more?
The thing is, right here, if there are 2 or more enemies on the elevator here, it'll just completely stop it, and you'll have to deal with them at some point.
That was pretty solid, though.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Good job.
As you can see, it really, really benefits you practicing that positioning, because that section can take 3 times as long if you don't really get that down.
It's actually a lot harder than it seems, and he did a really good job on that part.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a lot of listening to the timing of which side those enemies are going to jump down on, because if you look at the wrong side, then generally they'll get in a position that you can't just shoot them down easily. Don't need that. Go ahead and buy another rocket launcher. So like I said, end of the chapter, we got to finish it off with another boss fight. Bet you can't figure out what that rocket launcher's for, though. So this is Sadler.
Salazar.
Salazar. Man, I cannot get those 2 right. But this is a fight you may see us skipping in 30 FPS, but we can't do it in this one. So 3 quick shotgun shots, and then a rocket launcher to the face. Let me get through.
GG, Salazar.
GG. You're a small time, Salazar.
Salad bar.
Yeah, I'm sad we never heard the salad lady in the entire run.
Yeah, that's too bad.
A little disappointing we skip all the cutscenes because there's plenty of wonderful insults between Leon and Salazar that we have to miss, such as your right hand comes off. You're small time.
I think now would actually be a pretty good time for some donations.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, we have a $50 donation from MacDaddy0 who says, enjoying my 4th GDQ, and I'm thankful I finally have some extra money to donate. Watching the speedrunners is so very impressive, and I'm so thankful to them, the staff, and all those watching. Keep rockin', and here's to the rest of the week. We have a $30 donation from Patsykin who says, as a kid, I could not handle the scary atmosphere of this game. 10 years later, I still can't play it. Glad to see this game that haunted my GameCube collection get destroyed during the best week in summer. And we have a $150 donation from Spencer Lewis who says, always happy to donate to this awesome event. Thanks to all the people who put this on. Good luck to all the runners.
So a pretty precise puzzle right here. JTB is going to line that up with the rock in the distance. And it's going to be in the perfect spot so that when you rotate the other mirror coming up here, it's going to just solve the puzzle.
Right, normally you're supposed to do this one first and then the other one so you can see where the laser's aiming at. But we can go ahead and use that rock as to position it. And then, am I gonna get past these guys? Wow, that was close. But yeah, you may notice we're on a new environment. This is the military island. So we talked about, kind of the themes of the other two areas. This area doesn't have a lot of randomness associated with it. This is just your straight up execution. We got a lot of bosses, not a lot of variance between enemies. Hit that guy so he doesn't shoot his rocket at us. But this is my favorite chapter of the game. And also, kind of getting closer to the end of the run. I think we have about like half hour left or so from here. All right, so we talked, if you watched the interview, you saw me talk about the best waifu in this game. It's our good friend right here. Oh, come on, give me a hug. He heard me. Thanks. Thank you, sir.
What a hottie.
Oh, come on, clap for that. That was a good one. So we're gonna have a fun little skip right here. This part, you have to kill a bunch of enemies to get past this shutter. This is where we get to abuse the speed that we have. By running through right during that. It's actually pretty precise to do that.
The timing on 60 FPS is very precise. 30 FPS, you have a little bit of leeway, but it also looks so cool. I love that skip.
So if you played this game as a kid, you probably remember this part from those.
Or not.
nights.
I mean, if you had nightmares about it, you may have just blocked it out. In that case, I'm sorry to kind of bring these memories back to light.
Yo, this breathing though.
You wanna tilt the camera? Give him a good oh, there he is.
Not too spooky. So yeah, these are regenerators. Big, freaking huge monsters that just absorb all your shots. Super scary in a casual playthrough, super easy in a speed run because they're literally slow as heck. You can run past all of them during their attacks, and we only actually kill one of them too.
And it's so easy to bait them into attacks. As you can see there, just kind of run into him for a little bit and he'll just do an attack. And they're so easy to dodge as well. You just kind of take a couple steps back. So very derpy enemies, despite being extremely dangerous if they actually catch you.
All right, let's see if we can get past this guy. Nice. Oh, not this guy though. Oh. Whoa. I had more heals. That's okay though. Sometimes that guy will be a little bit too far to the right, and you can't run past him, but it's just something you have to heal through. So we got Ashley.
You can hear Ashley in the distance.
So it's time to run away, essentially.
Yes.
So run past all these enemies. Like I said, the game doesn't expect you to be running this fast, so you just use Dipman to run past everyone, and they just can't do anything to you. Here's the one regenerator you're gonna kill, the Iron Maiden variant. Has a lot of spikes on him. A really big bullet sponge, but rocket launcher takes him out one hit. Give us the key card. Or card key.
I've always wondered how they had that key card grafted onto the Iron Maiden.
Yeah, like if the spike went through it, you would think it'd probably disable it, but no, it's still intact. All right, so now we're gonna be able to use these flash grenades a bit that we've been collecting. My goal is to get rid of the flash grenades in a few rooms. And we'll talk about that in a little bit why, but first, I'm gonna bait this guy out. Hello. Run past him, and then we're gonna get Ashley back.
Oh.
Oh. All right, so throwing our flash grenade here. Hopefully we get the guys on this far back besides the shield dude. Okay, run past him. All right, good. And then we're gonna use Dipman right here. This is kind of a cool little trick. We run to the left of that archer guy. So he does this weird sidestep and lets us just run through.
No.
Leave Ashley back there. Oh,
Ashley, what are you doing?
oh no, Ashley's back there.
Partying with the boys.
And then she's back with us. So this is not the first time we've done that. When there's rooms that have like a trigger that you can pass over to go into the next room, it doesn't matter where Ashley's at, she's just gonna show up no matter what. It's only then when you go through a door that actually matters where she's at. So we don't want to deal with this guy, so we're just gonna flash him, run right past him. Hopefully he doesn't grab us right here. Thank you for not grabbing us right here. And get rid of our final flash grenade and do kind of a neat exploit here. So you can see right now I'm in the empty status, meaning I've used all the weapons I've had equipped. So by doing that, we can hold our knife at Ashley right now, and right now I'm holding down the aim button. Whenever you aim at Ashley, she likes to duck down. But when you're in this empty status, she stays in one spot for as long as you hold the aim down right now. So I'm gonna leave her stuck right there until after this cutscene. She's gonna jump down, you can see her. And because we're already over here, these enemies don't see Ashley at all. They only see Leon. So that lets us go through this whole little room while we wait for this wrecking ball to reset without any of the enemies trying to chase us. So kind of a neat little exploit. Makes this room a lot simpler to deal with.
And you can just see them just standing there in the distance, just kind of chilling.
Yeah, this is probably a good time for some donations if you have some.
Oh yeah, we sure do. We have a $10 donation from Shorty. Says, we have come a long way. From 2012 to 2018, we have discovered so much in reducing this game's time. As our Father, Lord, and Savior Sunblade would say, wake up. And I think you guys know the rest. Good luck on the run, JTB.
Sounds like Shorty's trying to bait me into getting one of those bingo squares. Oh, come on, Ashley.
We have a $150 donation from Dragon Hat, who says, I've been watching GDQs.
I messed that up. That was my fault.
I've been watching GDQs for several years, and I've made sure to donate every time. Here's $150 for now. I'll be back later in the week after I get my paycheck for another donation. Put this money towards JTB's choice, and good luck to all the runners.
That was my bad. I didn't hear that I didn't yell at Ashley to come at me, so the regenerator had recovered enough to hit Ashley while I ran past him. And now we're gonna do everyone's favorite weird glitch of the game.
This one is weird.
Oh, she didn't do it. Normally she just runs through the shutter door.
Yeah.
We'll
She
just
clicks
pretend
right
that she
through it.
did.
Yeah,
Man,
exactly.
did you see her run through that shutter door?
That was crazy, man.
Thanks. It's a lot of hard work. Now we get to see her drive a truck.
This is actually good for more donation time.
Yeah, this is a pretty lengthy auto-scroller.
All right, we have a $53.17 donation from Captain Bus. Says, I love the Resident Evil series, and this is a great run with excellent commentary. New Game Professional is my favorite way to play Resident Evil 4. Thanks to everyone involved for all the effort put into one of my favorite weeks of the year and a great way to make a positive impact in the world. Looking forward to Pessie's run of RE1, and this goes towards having that done on Real Survivor. And we have a $50 donation from Brizok, who says, thank you for your great work, GDQ. I love falling asleep to these speedruns and waking up in anticipation to see how much more money was donated overnight. We have a $5 donation from Biospark42, who says, hey JTB, what do vegan zombies eat? Grains.
I like that.
I like the weak clap.
And a $40 donation from Greg Danner, who says, shout out to the announcers and technical staff. The runners may be glamorous, but you guys keep the event zipping along with your excellent work. Thanks, and here's to many more successful GDQs.
So the truck has come back with a vengeance. Covered up his shutter so he can't shoot the guy inside. Oh, hello. So despite the truck being on fire.
When do you think Ashley learned to drive this thing?
Maybe it was during that cart ride to the castle. There's like a little manual for driving, trucks like this.
Nice tutorial.
I like how she drives through the first pipe and the second one gets her.
I like how it just flips over completely. See you later, Ghost Truck.
Maybe Ashley learned to drive it playing American Truck Simulator.
All right, we're gonna run past this guy again. Stagger, run past these guys. Hit this switch. Hopefully, Archer dude doesn't hit me.
There's another really weird small glitch where you can skip that the switch cutscene, where you pick up an item right before it starts, but it's kind of weird to get.
Where'd this guy come from?
There's also another neat thing that can happen. This guy right here that JTB's shooting at, sometimes he tries to go up the ladder, and if you activate the platform moving upwards, the guy stays on the ladder and he keeps climbing and he's out of bounds, and it just looks hilarious.
There's a lot of really funny stuff about this game. There was actually a video released kind of recently that this one YouTuber just used the camera to kind of look out of bounds through a lot of stuff, and there's stuff that you would never see. So it's cool to see. Just despite everything that we see right here on screen, there's a lot of other stuff that players would never see, just hiding.
One of those guys that JTB killed earlier can get stuck under the truck, and he'll just be wheeling on him, basically just killing him. You can't do much about it.
The second part of the truck bulldozer auto-scroller can get really scary, especially when Plagas spawn right here. Luckily, it died in one shot, but there's another one.
Yeah, they can all decide to spawn.
Oh.
Okay, please die. I like that I shot that guy in the back.
There we go.
Oh, that was cool.
And now we're done, right?
Nope. Truck 3, The Reckoning.
Nice.
Or Truck 3 with a Vengeance.
Very nice.
All right, well that concludes chapter 5-2. Kind of a long chapter 2 because of the truck summit there. But that means we move into my favorite part of the game, which is 5-3. Has some of my favorite fights. But first, we're gonna buy this. Then we're gonna lose Ashley. So I told you guys that I was did a little bit of remaster speedruns. All right. Wait, I forgot to grab this.
There it is.
Those stair skating skills carry over from game to game. All right, so if you have some donations, we have a little bit of time right
one
here.
or two would be good.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a $30 donation from Aussie Dancer who says, "Good day, everyone at SGDQ. Hope you're all having a great start to this marathon. Donating because this is an amazing chance to help people all the way around the world while getting to watch some amazing video games." And another $30 donation from Derek Dadian Smith who says, $30 for now and more to come later. Keep up the great work, organizers, tech, announcers, and of course, the runners.
So here we are in the QTE boss fight against our good friend, actually I'll let Leon go ahead and announce him.
Been a long time.
Comrade. Krauser.
Krauser. I died in
I crashed 2 years ago.
Is that what they told you?
No?
You're the one who kidnapped Ashley.
You catch on quick, as expected. After all, you and I both know where we come from.
Huh, huh, huh.
What do you want?
The sample Sadler developed, that's all.
Leave Ashley out of this.
Oh, I need her to
To
buy
buy
Sadler's
Sadler's
trust in
trust in
me.
me.
Like you. I'm American. Good old Krauser.
Shoutouts to our gag from the last time we ran this here.
Now I feel bad. That was like a pity clap. Man, I spent like $15 on this last season.
Yeah, there you go.
So here I could just spam both QTEs at once and not have to worry about getting killed by Krauser whatsoever.
On some of the older versions, like we said, you can't really spam the QTEs like you can on this one. And so you basically have to you have to guess until they pop up, and it's very often that you can just completely botch it. And
So I get
end up
one
dying.
swear per run. Oh, Krauser just stole it. Man,
Krauser?
come on, Krauser. Has something
She's
lined
not
up.
even wearing a red dress.
You may be able to prolong your life, but it's not like you can escape your inevitable death, is it?
Just want to point out, Krauser jumped like 30 feet in the air backwards.
You knew each other?
More or less.
Maybe it's about time you told me the reason why you're here.
Maybe some other time.
Rejection. Didn't even get a phone number.
All right, so that gets past that first kind of lengthy part of the chapter, but now we move into boss rush mode. First off, laser boss. So we really do question like exactly why this got put into the game.
Yeah, and if you can see, Leon clearly learned all of these jumps from the Krauser fight that just happened. You watched Krauser jump 30 feet in the air, I'll jump 30 feet in the air.
Yeah, we're a little bit tired though. I think we should take a break.
Yeah.
But there's no time for resting. So there is actually a point to that. The whole reason for having that chair there is to alert you to the treasure that's hiding back there. But a real police dude needs his real police arrest. All right, so now we're moving on to the first boss of this chapter. They call it many things, but the name that they like to call it is just it. It's kind of like a chase sequence through these little things right here. You'll see them in just a second.
Now,
So-
the original name for this is U3, just for those of you who are wondering.
And we can't actually do anything to him right now. We just have to avoid him while hitting all these buttons here. So this guy is not being very kind right now. It's very rare that he's actually going to hit you, but the fact that he's trying to attack you messes up your Ditman right there. So it just makes things slower in general.
You actually have a very, very small window in which to hit the QTEs. It's very often that people die here and lose their run.
Yeah, if you're not anticipating it, it's very easy just to let him grab you. All right, this is pretty good luck for right there. And we could go all the way around right here, but I say we just throw this grenade right here. Hey.
Neat little trick there.
So normally you have to hit this button first, run all the way through here, and then run further to the left over there to hit that and then like backtrack back in. But by hitting it right there, kind of makes things faster. And then so I do this just in case, just so I can get close to him. And that's U3.
U3 down. I call that boss Bono.
All right, so we do have another boss coming up, but we do have a little bit of an inventory change before we get to that. But we do have a little bit of time for donations, my dude.
All right, we have a $50 donation from Mike234 who says, "Figured I'd donate during my favorite Resident Evil game. Great run." And we have a $50 donation as well from Odd Has One Eye who says, "Love seeing JTB destroying one of my favorite Resident Evil games. Good luck on the last of the run and kill those animals."
What are you selling?
We also have a $25 donation from Clay243. He says, "First time attending GDQ after watching for many years. Love the games, love the cause, and love the people I've met so far. Shout out to Berger for picking me up from the airport and joining me for the event."
So yeah, we just got our final inventory change right there. We sold our TMP, we picked up the Killer 7, which is the strongest Magnum weapon as far as base firepower goes. So we're gonna be using that throughout this fight. And here we go, Krauser 2.0 over there. This fight is divided up into multiple sections. You have to do a certain amount of damage to him at each section to progress further and further. So, but he's pretty weak to this knife that we got from him. So we're gonna use that against him. Throw this flash grenade.
I like how you just knife him a bit and he's like, "That's what I'm talking about."
Hey, maybe just into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm not one to judge.
Also, he somewhere picked up an extra knife. Not really sure where he got that one.
Probably has a stash somewhere.
Probably.
All right, let's see if I get this right. Okay. Oh, what? Did I miss his head? Oh, that's the works. It's a little bit tricky to get. Normally what happens is he'll jump up right away and do this whole like segment where he just, oh yeah, let's point this out first.
Just casually moving through a statue.
Let's go ahead and do it again too. But yeah, like I said, normally what he does, he jumps up and goes this whole sequence where he monologues, throws grenades at you. But if you're able to shoot him in like within a second of that starting, and then back up enough, he'll actually just try to charge you. So nice little time save there.
These little robots.
Where did they come from? I guess I'll respond. Huh. Umbrella. Whoops. All right, then we move on to the final segment of this fight and really get to show just how strong this knife is against Krauser. If I pull it off.
Prepare for your death, Leon.
Ah, put your shirt on back.
This is what I like to call the disrespect.
Yeah, he's extremely weak to a knife for whatever reason.
Oh.
That was very, very impressive execution.
So yeah, that was really good. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. If you knife him in a bad spot, it'll hit his arm instead and just negate the knife attack and he'll just hit you. You can just, there's a lot of weird movement that can happen, so.
And sometimes he doesn't always give you the attack that you want. Sometimes he'll actually kick you and you'll have to dodge off of the ground, get up.
But here we are on to 5-4. So if there was ever a worse chapter in this game, it's this one. This is a, you think after an hour and a half, maybe the game's a little bit easier. You can just go ahead and run to the end. You got a nice PV lineup, and then they throw this chapter at you. You're running through this entire military zones. You have like 3 miniguns being shot at you. You have axes. You have arrows.
Crossbows.
Anything you can think of. But this is the chapter where everything can just go wrong. The number of hits you can take, just different enemy patterns.
And what's this turret guy's name?
JJ?
JJ. With the red beret.
J.J. Abrams.
It's a side job. It's going pretty good so far. We have a lot of safeties, like throwing that grenade there to knock these guys down. But here we're on to the second part. And now we got 3 miniguns being shot at us if one wasn't enough. So what we're going to do is run up here. We're not going to go too fast because we don't want this guy in the minigun to shoot us. We're going to run up to this guy, get him to attack me. Dodge all these bullets. Throw this incendiary at that guy, which will take him out. Okay, he's right behind me for some reason.
Now, Mike is the character in the helicopter who's trying to give you backup. He's doing his best job, but it's not always that great. He's trying his best, but it's not always that great. We'll see if he'll actually help JTB out here.
So if he starts yelling at us as soon as we go up this ladder. Oh, there we go.
Good,
hey,
Mike.
Buddy. Tell us to get out of the way.
Mike GL.
So Mike can shoot one of these 2 sides of the room, and if he shoots this one, then it helps us quite a bit.
Very beneficial. You can just jump. Oop, what was that stun from?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
You can just jump down here instead of having to go back to the ladder, take a left, and you're out.
So that's the first part of 5-4. That went really well.
That went
actually.
really, really well.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike.
Thank you, Mike. God bless Mike. Oh,
Like,
wait.
oh. Wait, what happened? What happened during that cutscene? There's a bunch of there's some smoke. What's happening over here?
Oh,
Oh, Mike.
Mike.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
You
Yeah.
died.
He wasn't a real police dude.
Do I have time for one quick donation?
Yeah,
Oh
go
yeah,
for
you
it.
have a couple actually.
We have $10 from Alex172 who says this donation is dedicated to the true MVP of Resident Evil 4, Mike the helicopter pilot. Here's to you, Mike.
Here's to you, Mike. So yeah, we are getting pretty close to the end of this run. We have just one kind of problem area to go through, but from there on out, it's pretty easy. So I have to ask right now, did we already hit the jet ski glitch?
Yes, we did.
Okay, I figured it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I do believe the gimmick best ending was also hit.
So what we have to do here, we have to go run to this door, activate it real quick, triggers a bunch of enemies. I'm gonna shoot this one guy, get his card key. Oh, we're not gonna get hit here maybe?
Oh, boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. All right, we're good.
Just
We're
in
good for
time.
now.
Oh.
Nice.
This is when we talk about this chapter being really dumb.
This chapter's a little bit dumb.
I'm gonna get hit right here. Yep.
Couldn't do anything about that either.
So if you're wondering how runs can die in the very last level of the game, I think you can see.
Yeah, or just lose enough time that it doesn't even matter. Oh, I'm gonna get hit here because there's 2 guys here for some reason.
Just keep healing.
That's all it is. Oh my God, where'd that guy come from?
If you play this game on like the GameCube or the PS2, your system loves this level.
All right, we got 2 down, and we got this little area. How many archers? Oh,
No,
no archers.
wow.
Usually there's like 4 archers right here just ready to...
I'm surprised there's no frame drop with this part.
RE4 giveth, RE4 taketh away.
So yeah, now we got Ashley back. And we can proceed into the final chapter of this game.
There's one more really hard boss.
We skip the cutscene where there's this convenience
Uh-oh.
plug us relay.
Okay.
No, she's with her.
Don't worry.
with him.
She's good. She's learned her lesson. But yeah, now we're on the final chapter of the game. We have one boss between us and the end. If I can, let's do that. But this boss is a total pushover. This is a, what's his name before I mess it up again?
Sadler.
This is Sadler. 2 magnum shots to do enough damage to him. Rocket to his eye. That's going to activate Ada, which threw a rocket over there. And then we all know how Resident Evil games like to go out. And that instantly kills him, just like it does in all the other games. But yeah,
Goodbye, Sadler.
bye Sadler.
And now the timer starts for the island to explode. The classic Resident Evil ending.
I don't know if we'll make it out though. I think we need to go faster.
What are you proposing, JTB?
I'm proposing that, there's this jet ski right here.
Oh, yeah?
Do we really need the jet ski?
I mean, it's...
I think we should just take off without the jet ski.
Bye, Felicia.
Hi, Felicia.
So yeah, that's the last part of this run. So while we're kind of going through this, we'll do a couple flips.
Woohoo!
But
As you can see, Ashley just completely clips through Leon during the backflip.
But yeah, as we're wrapping up this run, just want to thank Games on Quick for allowing us to do this again. Glad to come back and show this run to all you guys. Shout outs to the entire RE4 community. Behind me on the couch, watching at home. We wouldn't be here without you. And lastly, wish Demonio happy birthday, one of our friends, as we get time.
Fa Sherry.
Oh, hit time. We're
Oh
good.
yeah, time, by the way. So yeah, that was Resident Evil 4 New Game Professional. Hope you all, let's go home.
Great idea.
Hope you all enjoy the run and enjoy the rest of the Games on Quick.
I still have to get you home.